Hello, thank you all for joining us here on We Are Iowa Plus. I'm Dana Searles, back this week to recap everything happening at the state legislature in week 14 and 15. We are leading up to the final days of the 2025 legislative session, so many bills are being pushed across the finish line. But week 14 started off with the Senate passing a bill that would require students to pass a United States Citizenship and Immigration Services Naturalization Civics test in order to graduate high school. The bill would require all students in grades 9 through 12 to pass this test in order to graduate. Students must receive a score of 60% or higher on the multiple choice test in order to pass. They can take it as many times as possible. Now, if signed into law, this test would start being implemented beginning in the fall of 2026. Those advocating for this bill believe it will make the country less divided, while those against think priorities are off when it comes to school requirements.
Instead of mandating and micromanaging areas such as requiring a civics test, which is a waste of time, we should adequately fund our public schools so that teachers are better equipped to ensure their students that they have a deep understanding of civics and the role they play in America's democratic process, especially in today's world.
Civics education is at the heart of our public education system. It's why we have public schools, not just in the state, but in this country. It is important that every Iowa student is reminded of the importance of civics education throughout their career, and I think culminating with a test in high school, which is how we evaluate knowledge, makes a lot of sense.
And in my opinion, civics is going to be one of the things that can help bring us back together and not be so divided within our country. A greater appreciation for what we have and what makes us unique and special is the key to bridging these divides.
38-7 bipartisan vote, the House adopted the Senate's version of this bill and also passed it, and now awaits Governor Reynolds' signature. Iowa residents could have a leg up in the admissions process for University of Iowa's medical and dentistry school. It's after the legislature approved a bill requiring at least 80% of the school's students to be Iowa residents or attended an Iowa college for their undergraduate degree. The overall goal is to keep people with Iowa ties in state and have it lead to more people staying in the state to practice, hopefully addressing the physician shortage. This bill is now on Governor Reynolds' desk. Another bill on Governor Reynolds' desk is legislation allowing schools to assemble safety assessment teams. The bill would allow teams to share information about students who might pose a threat. Local police, juvenile court officials, mental health counselors, and social workers could be part of these teams. The bill was proposed by the Iowa Department of Public Safety. It saw unanimous support in both the House and the Senate. Next, a bill bouncing back and forth between chambers is a bill that would require schools to incorporate curriculum relating to fetal development. It would be required for grades 5 through 12, and school districts would need to teach these students about human development inside the womb and also show a video of an ultrasound. Originally, the bill would specifically require schools to show a video similar to the Baby Olivia video, which is produced by an anti-abortion group. However, the bill was amended to take that portion out. It's a divided bill that is stirring up lots of conversation.
I would propose that all 100 representatives in this chamber acknowledge that our laws shape policy, but education shapes generations. What we choose to reveal to our children today will echo in the decisions they make tomorrow.
This bill bans the use of information that came from institutions like the Mayo Clinic, the Cleveland Clinic, Johns Hopkins University. This bill bans the use of research-based information when teaching our kids about pregnancy and the development of the human body and the origins of life.
Since the House passed this bill with an amendment, it now goes back to the Senate for approval. Well, there's a new law to make sure Iowans are better prepared ahead of severe weather. Governor Reynolds signed a disaster assistance bill into law in week 15. It adds over $11 million to fully fund the Disaster Recovery Housing Assistance Program. It also provides another $2 million for the Nuisance Property and Abandoned Building Fund. Now, those funds will help offset demolition costs for buildings damaged in disasters. This law stirred up emotional debate from lawmakers.
We finally convinced my mom that she needed to go, to leave the house and everything in it, not knowing what it would look like the next time we came back. As we tried to get out of my parents' neighborhood, every path was covered in feet of water. It went up feet in minutes. Cars were starting to float, and by now, there was no way we could get back to my parents' house either.
The bill saw strong support in both chambers as many lawmakers were impacted by severe weather over the past year. Well, that wraps up our week recap for the past 2 weeks. We now have just one scheduled week left of the 2025 legislative session. Thank you all for watching us here on We Are Iowa Plus. I'll see you back here next week.